عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول النبي الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, I wanted to speak about something regarding those companies that fund Israel, and Israel uses that money to buy bombs, to create bombs and weapons that are used against Palestine and Masjid al-Aqsa and Gaza and Sheikh Jarrah. All of the money comes from these companies. Whatever is going on in Palestine is terribly wrong. Israel is not a belonging country anymore. It was made by the Britons by stealing the land and calling it Israel. Israel does not have a history. It has a record of criminals. It's not even a country. I feel shame naming Israel. I hate the name. I hate that country. I hate that piece of land that was stolen from Palestine and made into an existence of a criminal record country. As far as it has been that we have known that Israel companies fund Israel, and they use that fund money to create weapons against Israel. The first company is Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola funds Israel. Fanta funds Israel. Starbucks funds Israel. McDonald's funds Israel. A lot of companies do that, not only one. Well, as not only a Muslim, but if you call yourself a human being, a living thing, a human being, then it is fard. To boycott these companies. We cannot just be silent over the oppression is being done on Palestine and on Masjid al-Aqsa. Masjid al-Aqsa is a part of our hearts. It's a part of our body. We cannot let oppression be done on our bodies. The Muslim Ummah is like a body. When one part gets injured, the whole body feels that pain. Similarly, now at a lot of places, the Muslims are being attacked, and we cannot be silent. If we are silent, then we know what will come above the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to raise our voices. We need to boycott these companies as much as possible. Don't think that only one person is doing it that can make a difference. If you can boycott these companies in your homes, then you have done enough. But as we know, small group of people is not enough. We need the whole nation, not the Muslim people, but all of those who call themselves human beings. We need to spread this message that Coca-Cola, Fanta, Starbucks, McDonald's, all of these companies fund Israel, and that money and that funded money goes to Israel, and they create weapons. They buy weapons that they used to attack Palestine, that they used to attack Gaza, that they used to attack Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood. Now, as far as being concerned about politics, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the leader of the Conservative Party, Aaron O'Toole, both of the political leaders, support Israel, defend Israel. Same as was with the President Obama and the President Trump, and now the same thing President Biden is doing. These all people are not human beings. These all are dead. They're trash, they're nothing else. All of these people are funding Israel. All of these presidents used to fund Israel, and they are still doing it now. As far as now, what we can do is to pressurize the government. Number one is that. To raise voices. Second is that. Whether it's on social media or in a group chat, wherever, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you can do, spread the message. Boycott these companies that I named before, and I will name them again. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Starbucks, McDonald's. All of these companies fund Israel. There are a lot more. And soon the pictures and the names will be coming on my social media pages. We need to know that we need to work as a group. We need to work as a nation. We need to work as human beings to boycott these companies, put pressure on our government to stop funding Israel, and last of all, not to vote for these politic leaders in the upcoming elections for Canada, and to pressurize other political leaders that we will not vote you, that we will vote you, that you don't support Israel. And if you do support, we won't vote for you. And if someone gets this message, and he knows that Justin Trudeau and Conservative leader Aaron O'Toole fund Israel, and he still votes for them in the upcoming election, then beware that Allah's punishment is not a small thing. Inna azabi la shadid. That if you do not show mercy to the mankind, to the to those who got oppressed, then Allah will not show mercy to you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to spread this message to others, to act upon this message, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from these evil leaders that are funding Israel, and protect us from those companies that fund Israel. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.